You are listening to Mark Lack, and this is Retail 101 Online. Welcome, Retail 101ers, to episode number 27. These episodes are all designed to give you some quick bursts of retail or management knowledge, and you can do it at your own pace. For our amazing regulars, a huge thank you for continuing to tune in. Your unwavering support keeps us revved up and ready to dive headfirst into the chaotic world of retail. Today's topic is all about one of the most misunderstood, mismanaged and margin-sensitive departments in the entire store, the butchery. Now, many of you listening are store managers, and while you might feel confident managing the different parts of the store, the butchery often feels like a different beast. And that's usually because, let's be honest, you're not a butcher. You might not know your sirloin from your strip loin. Maybe you've never worked a meat saw or handled a primal cut. But guess what? That doesn't mean you can't successfully manage your butchery team and protect the margins that matter. In fact, with the right structure, mindset and tools, you can turn your butchery into one of the most profitable departments in your store and command the respect of your butcher while doing it. In this episode, we're breaking it into 6 rich segments. Number 1, understand the butchery as a business within a business. Number 2, shrink, wastage and the yield battlefield. Number 3, daily control, monthly metrics and real accountability. Number 4, hygiene, food safety and cross-contamination, the unspoken risk. And part 5, help is on the way, with 5 practical systems for non-butcher leaders. And finally, number 6, some final thoughts from me. We've got a lot to cover, let's get slicing. Part 1. Understanding the butchery as a business within your store. Here's the first thing I want you to remember. Your butchery is not just another department. It's a micro business. A business within a business. And as the store manager, you're the CEO of the store. That means you don't need to know how to cut meat, but you do need to know how to manage the people, the profit and the performance. So, what makes butchery so unique? Well, first, it's a production zone, not just a selling space. That means labour, preparation and presentation all happens in one place. Compare that to milk, where you simply order, receive and shelve the product. Second, it's perishable and variable by nature. You're not buying fixed SKUs. You're buying primal cuts or even full carcasses, which get broken down differently every single time, depending upon the butcher, the customer demand, and what needs to sell. Third, and this is the big one, it's a high margin category on paper, but only if you control it well. The difference between profit and loss can come down to one mistake with a bandsaw or 5 trays of mince left unsold on a Thursday evening. So, what should you be watching? Number 1, customer queues and service time. Are they efficient or backing up? Number 2, visual merchandising. Does the counter look full, fresh and professional? Number 3, prepared items. Are they making value add packs such as barbecue skewers or burger kits? And number 4, team morale. Butchery is physical, intensive work. A disengaged butcher is a costly one. When you walk the store each morning, spend time at the butchery, the way you would at produce or front end. Ask questions. Watch body language. Look at the counters from a customer's perspective. Part 2. Managing shrink, wastage and yield. This is where it gets real. because Butchery has a natural shrink profile, but also a people-driven waste risk. Let's start with some basics. Shrinkage in Butchery refers to the difference between what was received and what was sold. This includes number 1, trim loss, offcuts, bones, unusable fat. Number 2, spoilage, expired pieces and poor storage. Number 3, theft. Yes, meat theft is real, internal and external. Number 4, poor processing decisions, for example, overproducing mince. Wastage is slightly different. This is usually product that was once saleable but now must be thrown out or heavily discounted. Think about things like old sausages, discoloured steaks, or mislabeled packs. But the real secret killer? Poor yield management. You see, every primal cut has a yield expectation. That's how much retail meat you should get from the raw input. For example, a 5 kilo bone-in lamb leg might yield 3.6 kilo of saleable cuts. A full beef forequarter might be broken into 5 or even 6 SKUs, each with their own pricing model. And I'm sure I don't need to tell you how many pieces can be taken from a whole chicken. If your butcher is over-trimming or turning high-value meat into low-value mince, your margin disappears. So, what do you need to do as a store manager? Number 1, track your yield reports. These should be available via your back office system. Compare weekly actuals to standard yield benchmarks. Number 2, inspect the waste bin. Yes, really, a good butcher will produce clean, consistent offcuts. A bad butcher will fill the bin with valuable protein. Number 3, spot check labels and markdowns. Are products being marked down too early? Are expiry dates being shortened or, God forbid, lengthened? And number 4, walk the cold room. Check for overstock, poor rotation, or items prepped but not yet sent out. One tip from a store I worked with, they colour-coded prep batches. Red stickers meant Monday production, blue was Tuesday, and so on. This forced FIFO rotation and eliminated forgotten trays. Part 3. Controlling KPIs and holding the butcher accountable. As a non-butcher, your power is in numbers, visibility, and clear expectations. Here are the core KPIs every store manager should review. Sales versus target. Break this down by total weekly sales, value-added items contribution percentage for pre-marinated or prepared items versus core cuts, and weekend versus weekday sales. A good butcher knows how to drive sales with pack sizes, promotions, and bundle offers. Number 2, shrink and waste percentage. Target should usually be between 3 to 5%, depending on the store format. Anything above 7% is a red flag, either in production planning, rotation, or theft. Number 3, labour cost percentage. Butchery is labour heavy, so productivity matters. Are they prepping all day for minimal sales, or focused, efficient, and customer facing? Set clear expectations for tasks such as daily production plans, preparation lists, and customer service targets. You might not know how to cut, but you can still hold a daily prep huddle at 9 a.m. Walk the cold room together, review the waste logs, ask what's your plan today and what are we converting before we close. And number 4, value add ratio. Challenge the team to hit 20 to 30% of sales from value add items. This is where you make margin. Burgers, skewers, marinated items. These items can differentiate you from your competitors. Part 4. Hygiene, food safety and cross-contamination, the unspoken risk. Let's not mince words here, pun very much intended. No matter how strong your sales, shrink or yields look, if your butchery fails in hygiene, you are risking the entire store's reputation. And, as a store manager, it's your job to ensure compliance isn't invisible. Why is butchery hygiene so critical? Well, you're dealing with raw protein, blood, fat, bone and moisture. Pathogens thrive in meat environments, especially if temperatures or sanitation aren't tight. And cross-contamination between meat and other categories, like produce, bakery, chilled items, can lead to customer illnesses, audits, or worse. Even if you're not a food scientist, you need to understand 3 critical hygiene controls. Number 1. Cleaning and sanitization routines. Butchery areas must be cleaned on a strict, documented schedule. Things like benches, knives and saws, cutting boards, display cases, and cold room floors and trolleys. These aren't optional. Walk the area and ask, are colour-coded equipment and utensils used properly? Are chemicals labelled and stored correctly? Is cleaning logged or just assumed? Number 2. Temperature control. There's no excuse for meat out of temperature range. Your butcher should log cooler temperatures at least twice daily or to the local government standards in the country that you work in. Use probe thermometers when prepping and know the legal limits for raw versus cooked products. Check that displays and prep rooms are at the correct ranges, not just cold enough. Number 3. Separation and flow. A smart butcher understands the flow of food. Raw and ready-to-eat product must never mix. Separate tools and trays for different proteins. Never repackage expired or dropped items. And clear physical separation in the cold storage room between the meat types. As manager, you don't have to do the work, but you do have to audit the discipline. Ask these questions. Show me your cleaning log. How do we avoid cross-contamination here? What's the shelf life on this tray and how is it tracked? And, when in doubt, document and escalate. Remember, if you don't keep it clean behind the scenes, your butchery reputation will be the first thing on the chopping block. Help is on the way. Here are 5 practical things that you can start doing this week. Number 1. Run a 3-day yield audit. Pick one primal cut, track what goes in, what comes out, and what gets thrown out. Compare this yield against expected ratios. This will give you some real insight into cutting efficiency and value loss. Number 2. Introduce production planning sheets. Daily or weekly, your butcher should document what cuts they're preparing, how much stock they're breaking, and what promos they're building for the weekend. It creates ownership and gives you visibility. Number 3. Review cold room hygiene and rotation. Set a schedule and walk with the butcher once a week. Are items labelled, stored, and organised? What's being prepped but not sold? Number 4. Spot check expired or discounted stock. At the close of trade, pull some random trays from the display. Is it still in date? Was it marked down too soon? This shows your team that you are watching and set standards. And number 5. Start a butchery wins board. Make sure that you celebrate high margin value add items, 0 waste days, and sales growth on underperforming SKUs. Positive reinforcement matters, especially for highly skilled teams who often feel overlooked. Some final thoughts from me. You don't need to be a butcher to run a great butchery. You just need to respect the craft, understand the numbers, challenge the right things, and never be afraid to ask questions, even though they do carry very sharp knives. In my own career, I've walked stores where butchers were undermanaged for years because the store leader didn't want to interfere. The result? High shrink, stale counters, and demoralised teams. But I've also seen what happens when a manager gets curious, confident, and consistent, even if they don't pick up a knife themselves. Remember this, you're not managing meat, you're managing performance. And with the right mindset, tools, and discipline, you can turn your butchery into one of the most profitable, proud, and professional departments in the store. I hope this has helped somewhat in your understanding of how to manage a butchery department in your store. If you can think of anything else, then you know how to find me. Send me a message on LinkedIn, X, or the retail101online.com website, and I can add some new insights to the list. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell wherever you get your podcast fix so you never miss out on the excitement of our next episode drop. Join the future. Start today. And that's it, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next episode, maybe in a couple of weeks' time. Cheers.